Hello, welcome back again to my dear students. Last lecture we have learned some basic concepts regarding the metals and alloys. Also we have learned the characteristics of the metal, also the terms minerals and the ores. Okay, now in this lecture we'll discuss the detailed tree diagram of the metallurgical process. In that we'll learn how to get the metal from its ore. There are different processes like crushing, concentration, reduction, and refining. So we'll take one by one in detail. So first process is the crushing process. So in the crushing process, what will happen? First, the minerals are extracted from the earth crust. They are having a good big lumps and big stones. They are called as lumps. They are first subjected to the crushing. Crushing breaks into the small pieces, and these are then pulverized into the make fine powder. Next process is the concentration. In that process, we know that the ores are generally associated with the useless, rocky, earthy impurities that is called as gangue or matrix. If you want to remove the gangue or matrix, we use flux. Already we have discussed at last lecture. So concentration is the process in which there is a removing the gangue or matrix from the ore. That is called as concentration. The concentration of the ore can be carried out by physical process. In that, there are three important processes are there: gravity separation, magnetic separation, Froth flotation. And another important process is the chemical process. In that, there are two processes are there: calcination and the roasting. So first one is the physical method. First process is the gravity separation of the ore. In the gravity separation of the ore, the principal used in this process is gravity. This process is used suitable for heavy metal oxide like hematite and tinstone. So the impurity which is associated with the oxide ore, it can be removed easily with the help of gravity separation process. This process is applied in gravity separation is that the ore and matrix particles are having different specific gravity and which can be separated by washing with water. So we allow to fall this water along with this ore from this end, and you will get the matrix particle into this container, and whatever the ore particles which are having specific gravity greater than water, they are settled at this depression. So they are settled at this depression. So by that method we can separate out ore as well as matrix particles. Next process is a Froth flotation. Generally this process is useful, or this process is based on the principle of wettability of the ore. So in that process we take a suitable amount of sulfide ore, also we take the water, also we take the oil. So we take a proper proportion of these contents and we pass air, blowing air from this end, and you will get the froth. So at this froth, the sulfide ore particles are attached. So sulfide ore particles are palpably weighted by oil and they are adsorbed oil, while the matrix particle adsorb the water. So by that way also we can the froth is skimmed off, collected, filtered, pressed and dried to get concentrated ore. So this is also another method, Froth flotation method. Third, which is very important, that is magnetic separation method. We know that the ore is associated with some magnetic and non-magnetic impurities, and we can separate out with the help of magnetic separation method. So in that method, we take the two rollers along with one belt, and we can allow to pass the ore. So belt is rotated. So one roller is a one roller is a non-magnetic and one roller is a magnetic. So this is magnetic roller and this is non-magnetic roller, and non-magnetic contents of the non-magnetic contents are escape out from this belt, and those which are magnetic in nature, they are settle at the bottom of this magnetic roller. So from that way we can separate out the magnetic impurity as well as non-magnetic impurity from the ore. So this is another part. So one roller is a magnetic, other is a non-magnetic. Magnetic part of ore falls below the magnetic roller and non-magnetic part falls away from the magnetic rollers. So these are important terms. So we have discussed the three important terms here. One is a gravity separation, another is a Froth flotation, third one is a magnetic separation. So gravity separation is useful to separate out the matrix particle from the oxide ore. Then another important term is a Froth flotation. It is also useful to separate out the matrix particle from the sulfide ore. And the magnetic separation, if you want to separate out the magnetic and non-magnetic particles from the ore, then we can use the magnetic separation. So these are the three important principles of these methods. Now the important questions to the student. Explain the detailed procedure of extraction process of metal. Second question, what is the principle of Froth flotation? And third question, for what purpose we are using gravity separation method? So these are very important questions to the students. These are the references. Thank you.